Well, this year did not really go as I planned. In today's video, we're gonna take a look at my goals that I set for the year 2024, and I want to see how I did, what I achieved, what I did not achieve, and then we're gonna set new goals for 2025. Before we start, I just wanna tell you how I want to go about this. I think I want to do this new approach, at least to me. Basically, I want to see how I feel about certain goals, whether I achieve them or not. Does it make me feel like a failure, or does it not really matter to me? And how I want to approach it in the next year. So we're not gonna only talk about which goals I achieved or not, but also how they make me feel. We're gonna go category by category, the way I set them. If you want to watch the video, you can click somewhere up there or in the description. But before we do all that, I just want to give you a little bit of context what I think overall kind of went wrong this year. The first thing overall is that I kind of got sick a couple of times, which I did not like, obviously. And one of those was getting COVID. I got it in June, I think, and also I got sick a couple of times throughout the year, which really impacted a lot of my goals. First of all, because I couldn't really do much, and we're gonna address that as well in this next year, but yeah, that was what happened. And the second thing, and we're gonna address this right now, is how I defined goals and what I considered achieving certain goals. That we definitely need to change immediately. One more thing is how I track my goals. As you will see now, a lot of the things that I did end up failing was because I did not really track them correctly, and I do have a solution for that as well. We will talk about it. My solution for that is to not only track them through my bullet journal, but also try to find some sort of digital version of tracking it, some sort of app. And if you have suggestions, I would love to make a video about these apps when I try them. So leave a comment down below to let me know which apps I should try, mostly as like habit trackers, not to really replace my bullet journal, but more to kind of have it in combination with it, just to make it easier to track when I'm traveling, for example, because that's what happened a lot, that I couldn't really track correctly when I was traveling because I did not have anything with me. And also when I'm too tired to use my bullet journal, when I'm already in bed, at least digitally I can track certain things that I did. I do already use at least one app in combination to my bullet journal, which is Todoist. I already made one video about that, but that one is not really good for habits because you don't really have the statistics. It's not really made for that, so it's not really the best for it, and I definitely want to explore other options. So if you do have suggestions, leave them down in the comments and I will take a look at them, try them, and make a video about them. So let's get into the goals actually. The first category is health, and I had a couple of goals there. I don't want to go into details for each of the goals, but just to mention them and just kind of see what was wrong with them, how I did, and if I achieved it or not. One of the goals was to use my energy more efficiently and use an energy tracker. I did not set that up, but this year, like literally a week or so ago, I bought a new watch. I had an old one, and that one I plan to give to my mom, and this one has some sort of like energy tracker. So I did not really achieve that because I did not set it up in my bullet journal or consciously. It just came with the new thing that I bought, but I do have it now. I'm not sure how useful that is. For this goal, it does not make me feel any particular way. I don't think I necessarily need that. I think I set this goal because last year I felt really tired a lot of the times, and I just wanted to see what was making me so tired. But this year I think I've gotten better with that because I also slept more and just kind of, I think I got myself in order, so I don't think I will need that, but I'm also happy to have some sort of energy tracker already ingrained with my new watch. I have two things here, which is percentage based. One of them is eat fruits and veggies every day, and one of them is reach my step goal every day, both set to be achieved at 80% of the time. And those two are two good examples of why I fail these goals, because I don't really track them. Some of the months I was really particular with tracking them, and I definitely achieved these goals a couple of months. Step goal, for example, I track with my Samsung Health app, and so it does automatically. I don't really have to do much, and that one I achieved quite a bit of times. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so far 8 months that I achieved them, and for December I will probably achieve it as well. We will see, because December is not over yet when I'm filming this, but so far seems so good. But for fruits and veggies, for example, because I did not really track, I have so many days where I just don't know if I did or did not, so I just counted them as not because I have no data to know about this. And I realized that for this I will always have to be the one tracking. I cannot just use an app that will track for me, like the steps, that's automatic, but I can improve my tracking by using certain digital apps, for example. Actually, I did not do too bad. I have at least 3 months where I did over 85%, and then I have a couple of months with like 80, 83, so almost reaching my goals. But I also have a couple of months, like 3, that I did really badly, like 50, 58, and again, I don't think it's because I did not eat fruits and veggies those days, it's because I probably did not track, because I know which months are these, and I just have so many tracking holes in these months, and And you can also see because it correlates to how like my bullet journal usage tracking, which also has the same, more or less the same percentage, and you can kind of see that. There is one more goal in this category, which is go back to the gym. And this one I did do. I achieved that, and it makes me feel really proud of myself because this is something I feel like it was really missing in my life. We started going to the gym, I think in April or something, and we were pretty consistent. We only paused. You can pause your subscription without like losing any benefits 2 times a year. We did for December because December is a whole nother story. We'll get to it. And then 1 month when we were on vacation, on our summer vacation. But other than that, we were pretty good, pretty consistent, I would say, except for the days where I was sick. Again, we will talk about it as well. But I'm overall pretty happy. When it comes to these 2 goals, I don't really feel too much about it, except that I am sad that I did not track more. When it comes to the goal themselves, I don't think it was too bad. For the next year, I'm not gonna move this energy tracker, but eating fruits and veggies and reaching my step goal are also gonna be my 2025 goals. Am I going to set both at 85%? I say yes. I think it's a good number for these 2 at least. Maybe for fruits and veggies 80 is better just because, but I don't know. I think it's also okay. Maybe 80 is better. I'll maybe do 80. But when it comes to steps, what I have to say, what happened this year, what I really liked is in the Samsung app, you have this kind of together, which is you have challenges with your Samsung friends. And I first started doing these challenges with myself, my husband, my dad, and my sister, because all of us have Samsung phones, and me and my husband also have had old Samsung watches, and now we have the new ones. And this was really good for us because it was really pushing us to have more steps overall to win these challenges. And then instead of my sister, my mom started doing them just because it made more sense. My sister didn't really want to do it anymore, so we just did like 2 against 2, so my husband and I versus my parents, and that was really, really fun. It's still fun. We do it every month. You just kind of set it up from like the 1st to 28th of the month, and whoever has more steps in the time period is like the winner, and that's how we kind of push ourselves to walk more. And it was really fun. We are definitely doing this year again. That's one of the reasons why we want to give our old watches to my parents so that they can track better, and then we bought new ones. It was already quite overdue because we had like Galaxy Watch 3, and now we bought the newest, which is the 7. So that's quite a big gap, and we're quite happy with them so far, and I cannot wait to give them to my parents so that they can track better. So when it comes to the steps, my goal there is to win these challenges with my husband at least 6 months out of 12. I feel like that's quite a nice number because it also is like both me and my parents would then be tied at how many months we win, and I feel like that's like a win for both of us in a sense. We are gonna be tied, but you know, if we win more than 6, that I don't know, I'm gonna feel quite good about it as well. Not gonna lie. But I'm afraid once they start really tracking with the watches that they will really have much more than us, because my mom also loves to walk and she's walking all the time, and all of the other ones like me, my husband, and my dad work an office job, so it's not gonna be the same, but you know, we will see what happens. For the last thing, for the gym, I was thinking about whether I want to track somehow that how often we go or not, and I kind of want to set one goal regarding that, which is to kind of have like a home gym day, because after starting gym we also decided to buy a couple of just weights for home, just to do a couple of exercise on the days we don't really want to go to the gym, so that you know, we can go to the gym 2 or 3 times a week just to really push ourselves, and then in between we can do like a couple of small exercises. And I feel like I want to track that as well, but I want to set like a goal for it, but I'm not sure exactly when and how I want to track it. If I do it through the apps, then it could be quite well, but we will see. So I'm gonna set that as a goal, but I'm not sure yet how I'm gonna track how I did with that. When it comes to my health, again, I also have to do something about getting sick so often, and I kind of did this year as well. Went to one specialist because most of my health problems stem from my tonsils, actually, from my throat and my nose and my tonsils. So I went to a specialist to see what's going on there, but that's not enough. I have to go a couple more times to different ones to see what we can do there. I don't really want to go too much into detail here because it just doesn't matter, but this year I want to address that. So exactly what I do and how that goes, we will see, but at the very least I need to see a couple of specialists, and then we will see what's gonna be done about that. Let's go to the next one, which is learn. And in this category I have take a German course and work on my German every single day for 80% of the time. We did not take a German course, although my husband did sign up for one through his work. He did not end up going because his colleagues told him that the course is not really that good. It just doesn't really address the problems that you have learning German. But I can say when it comes to learning them every single day through like Duolingo or watching videos, this goal makes me feel weird. Let's call it that way. It does not make me feel too good because I know that this goal suffers from both of the problems that I have with my goal setting. First of all, that I set it too high high, and what I count as achieving the goal for the day is kinda too hard. Not just that, but I'm also not tracking it correctly. So I have two problems with this, and so my overall how many times I achieved it through the year is very low. First of all, I said that for using Duolingo, I achieved my goal, so I learned German every single day if I did all 3 quests in Duolingo, which you have like daily quests and you have 3 of them. If I did all 3 of them, then I'm counting the day as I learned German for that day. And that is crazy in my opinion, because first of all, some of the challenges, one day you get something super easy and the next day it's super hard. For example, when they say like you need to learn for 15 minutes, that could be easy. Some days that could be quite hard. Then you have, for example, doing X amount of perfect lessons. I really hate that quest because it's so easy to make a stupid mistake, like just misclick or something, and then I just get frustrated and don't want to do it. So I really hate when that's my daily quest, and so often I just do 2 out of 3, and then I count the days like half instead of a full day of learning German, and that is just, you know, it's quite frustrating. So for this next year, I want to change what I consider like a achieved goal for the day. One of them is gonna be probably a certain amount of XP. I'm gonna think about it exactly what amount of XP I want to be counted as achieving for the day, because sometimes it could be maybe 200, 300 XP, which is pretty good, means I did a couple of lessons, or I can count like a number of lessons I did, because that kind of is pushing you to achieve more, or I could do like 2 out of 3 my daily challenges. It should be like counted as a full day, and then if I do 1, then it's a half day. One more thing I counted as like achieving my goal was watching a video in German, and that I did a couple of times, but I also again said I think my goal is too high. I feel like if I did not watch the full video, then it doesn't count, which is not correct, because some videos are 5 minutes long, some videos are 10 minutes long, and then you have videos that I often watch which are 20, 30, 50 minutes, and sometimes I just get bored through the video and I'm forcing myself to watch just to learn German instead of just jumping to a different video that I like more. So I think in this case I can just count it as like goal achieved if I watch maybe 5 to 10 minutes. I think that's quite enough. I think that makes sense, and I'm not sure why I'm so perfectionist about this when it's just, you know, the point is to push yourself a little bit every single day, and it's not achievable to watch like 20-minute video in German every single day. You know, sometimes it sounds like it is achievable, but it's actually not, because life happens. So the percentage that I have it at 80%, it's for me, I think it's quite okay. It could maybe be a bit lower, like 75, but I'm not sure if I should go about it that way or I should keep it the same and just try to adjust how I track and what I count as achieved, and then we will see if that really helps push the percentage up. So let's keep it. Let's keep it at 80%, and then I will address the problem by tracking better and counting what is considered a full day of learning differently. So that is for learn. Next category is personal. I have 4 goals there. One of them is have and follow routines. One is get out of my comfort zone, count my wins. One is use more bullet journal, which is at 85%, and then find a therapist. Which one of these did I achieve and which ones I did not? I did not really track like have and follow routines. I think I did pretty good. One of the routines that I set up and really followed through with this year was having like a weekly cleaning, like reset of my home, and we followed through with that for quite a while. I actually filmed a video about it, but I did not yet edit it or post it, so you will probably see it in the next month or so. I really love that particular routine. Also, I do have like kind of morning and afternoon routines, but I feel like I was good with those already, so this one was kind of making me really proud for this year. Except in December, I did not do it at all. December for me was a really unique month where I don't know what's with December. I don't know if it's the same for everybody or at least for people who work like a 9 to 5, but it was so chaotic for me, so much going on. I could not do basically anything. I could not even set up my bullet journal for December in time. I did not track anything. I did not use it almost at all in the entire month because it was just that extremely busy that the only thing I could actually use was my digital helper Todoist app, which just to keep track of like tasks that I need to do. But other than that, I could not focus on anything else. There was just so much going on, mostly related to my work, but also literally until 2 days ago, something was happening, I feel like every day. For example, we had a new colleague, then we had some sort of work-related trip, then we had a Christmas party. It just, so many things happened. December for me just went like this. Literally, I feel like I don't know where the month went, and I just feel like a failure this month, and that includes my routines as well. And I'm actually happy that I do have these routines because I feel like they help me get back on track, and they help me feel again like in control of my life and like I know what I'm doing. So one of the first things that I'm gonna do, which is today, and I kind of already did a bit yesterday, today, because it finally have some time for myself, is to do one of these routines, like a reset of my whole home, clean everything, you know. Once I do that, I feel like I will feel much better. So that goal does make me feel good, and I think I'm gonna transfer it to the next year, but it's not like I need to make up new routines necessarily. Maybe change some of the ones I have to make them even better, but overall I'm happy with this particular goal and how I did this year. As for getting out of my comfort zone, again, in December, one of the things that I did was try skiing for the first time, and that was a complete disaster, but I am proud of myself because that was absolutely completely out of my comfort zone, and I am actually gonna try again. Next year, my husband and I are gonna go together. This was work-related trip where I tried the first time, but with my husband, I'm gonna try next year again. Actually, in March, probably, we're gonna go skiing and take some lessons, and I'm gonna try again because luckily I did not break anything or nothing bad necessarily happened. I was just really panicking. I just did not feel comfortable doing what my colleagues were doing, which was just, they were not really afraid much and just could do better. I was not like that. I did not do good as they did, but I'm trying really to kind of not let that get to me and to really just keep pushing and trying again. So for that goal, I'm really trying to appreciate myself, because that was not the only time, but that's just the most recent one where I really pushed myself out of my comfort zone, and you know, nothing really necessarily bad happened. So it's okay to keep pushing yourself in that sort of way where it's safe enough. And it's good actually for you, because you feel better about yourself because you did something that you thought was hard. And it is hard. You know, it definitely is hard, but it's important to do hard things in life. I did not do the last one, which is find a therapist. For the longest time for this year, I felt like I maybe don't really need it yet. And I kind of still agree with that, but I think overall it's always good to have some sort of therapist, some sort of person that you can talk to professionally about the problems you have. You really never know what kind of thing life will throw at you, and so it's good to have somebody to be able to talk like that. And in my case especially, I think I need to find a therapist that will be more specialized maybe in anxiety and stuff, because that's the thing that I suffer from quite a bit, I would say, at least. So I still want to keep this goal, but failing this goal does not necessarily make me feel any particular way. I don't feel bad about not finding it this year, because even though I put it as a goal this year, it was not really a deadline sort of goal. You know, it's not like I need to find a therapist this year. It was just like, let's do it. But for me, it's more important to address like my physical health. In this case, I meant my throat and my tonsils than it is for my mental health, because I feel like I cannot address my mental health at all if I don't first address my physical health. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think I want to keep this goal for next year and see when that happens. If I have the mental energy to do that after I address my physical health, then I think that's a good goal to have. As for using my bullet journal, again, I think the tracking was the biggest problem. If I don't set up my bullet journal in time, then I don't really use it much. And if I had some sort of tracking app, I think this would be much better. So that is one of the things I want to do for next year, is find the tracker app. Again, you can let me know down in the comments which one I should try, and I will make a video about it. One thing I do want to kind of add to this part is I want to finish up some of my projects that I have around my house. I have so many projects that I've started this year or previous years that I did not have the time to kind of wrap up. One of the things is actually, if you watched some of my previous videos, is my digital cleanup. I basically transferred some of my photos and videos to my PC just to kind of clear up my phone, but then I never actually went through and sorted all of these or really deleted stuff I no longer need. And I also have a bunch of videos filmed and prepared, but I did not edit them. I also have some creative projects that I started, but I have not finished them in a while now, so I kind of want to start finishing up these projects. Maybe I will make a video about those as well. We will see, depending on when and how I go about them, but I definitely want to finish up some of them. You know, I just really want to work on this at least, because I cannot have so many projects just like half finished. It makes me feel a bit uneasy, because it's not that hard to finish up some of them. Next category I have is Zillopolis, so everything related to my social media, to YouTube channel, everything like that. And I have a couple of goals here. First one was start a YouTube channel, which I did. As you can see, you're watching videos on my YouTube channel, which I started in January. Then next one was post 3D videos. I did not achieve that one. I will say it immediately. Then it was earn first $100, and then I have 5k subs, 1k subs, and 500 subs. Just like a couple of similar goals. Whichever I achieved was fine. It was just like a motivational thing. And I did not really do any of those last ones. I don't even have like 100 subs. What can I do? I definitely am not monetized, so I'm not earning anything yet. And I did not even post 30 3D videos, which is probably related to all of that. I feel like I should at least say what happened here and how all of this makes me feel. Actually, the last three don't really make me feel any particular way. Again, the way I set up these goals was just like a motivational thing, not necessarily that I need to achieve them. So even though I don't have not even 500 subs or 1000 or 5000, it's completely fine by me. Those kind of things can really be stagnant for a while and then just jump up. I don't really care that much about these numbers. And for the monetization one and earning first $100, I feel again it's just like a milestone that you're aiming for, not necessarily that you need to achieve it this year or next year or whatever. It's a good goal to have, but it's not really a deadline kind of goal. It can happen whenever for myself, the way I look at it at least. But for posting 3D videos, that one, from all of these goals, that one hurts me the most. It makes me feel kind of sad, mostly because I know the problem is actually not filming the videos, but editing them. For some reason, it takes me so long to edit my videos. And before you say, just get an editor, blah, blah, don't say that, because I have multiple reasons why I don't want to do that yet. One of them is because, first of all, I can do it. It's not that hard. It just takes a long time for me. And I think I will get better over time with it. And second of all, is because I really want to learn my editing style. So just kind of getting better with that. So I don't really want to push myself in that sort of sense. I really want to, establish my style first, and then maybe I can easily tell another person, hey, this is how I like my videos to look like. And I cannot achieve that if I immediately get somebody to do that for me. You know what I mean? Also, I cannot pay them. I cannot afford to sip so much money into this basically hobby of mine immediately. Maybe if I start earning money, maybe I can then hire somebody else to do it for me. But before that, I just cannot. Again, it's a hobby of mine. I have a 9 to 5. I'm not gonna just funnel all of my money to this hobby. I already use a lot of my money for my creative hobbies. So this is one of them, yes, but I already feel a lot of money for equipment, for like this mic and stuff. So it's just for me not feasible at the moment. When it comes to this mic, actually, I'm really happy that I got some equipment. At least this one, for me, it makes my videos better. I don't know if you agree. I'm not sure when exactly I got it. I think in the summer sometime. No, it was like 2-3 videos ago only. But yeah, it was technically in summer. So I'm proud of that part. I am improving, but I feel like it's quite slow for now at least. But I'm hopeful for the future that it will get better and better. When I look at my videos, first of all, I feel like the way I'm speaking and the way I'm presenting things is getting better and better. I feel like I'm getting better at editing as well. It just, again, takes a long time, especially because I work 9 to 5, so I usually edit after my work, which I'm sometimes too tired to do anything. And on the weekends, which, again, if I'm doing something else, if I'm traveling somewhere or I'm doing anything else, I just cannot edit, so it takes a while. And another thing I did was kind of made a mistake with this, is because at first I had a couple of videos that were more short, that were more like concise, and then I decided to do a couple of really big videos, last 2, for example, and those 2 took so long to edit, just because they are big videos consisting of many things. They're just, I'm proud of those videos, don't get me wrong, but it just took so long to edit and put them all together. I feel like I could have made, for at least the last video, the video about my 30-day decluttering challenge, for that one I feel I could have cut it into multiple smaller videos, but it just didn't have that sort of vision when I started it, and then I felt like I couldn't change it. I just had a vision in my head how I wanted the video to look, and I think it went quite fine. I think the video went as I liked it to go. I am proud of the end product. Again, it's just that for the next year, if I do the same thing, I would do the video differently. That's it. I learned something, and that's okay. But I kind of need to find a balance between doing these longer videos here and there, and then also having some shorter ones in between. I'm not sure how that will go. We will see. I'm still learning. I'm okay. At the end, this is not my job. This is my hobby. I like doing them. I enjoy it, and I don't want to kind of push myself so much that I lose motivation to do this. I'm happy that at the very least, I already have, I think, like 5 or 6 videos filmed for different topics, but they're not really like time related, so I can post them whenever. I will edit them now in this next period. Maybe January will be less stressful, so I can actually put more of my time into these videos and edit them and get them ready and post them. But I am happy that I did not lose motivation to do this, and in fact, I think I've not only gotten better, but I have so many ideas of what I want to do. I literally have like a list of ideas I want to cover. Maybe I will not cover actually all of them, but I have a list of 100 ideas. Literally, I have a list of 100 ideas that I want to do, and I think on top of that, I have like 10 ideas, 10-15 ideas that are kind of in progress, whether I'm researching something or writing a script, sort of like points I want to talk about, or I'm doing something already for them, or they're in like the editing process. So I have literally 120 ideas probably in total that I want to do, and I cannot make 110 videos in 1 year. I cannot. Maybe you can, maybe somebody else can, but I cannot, because some of these will probably have to be longer videos and they're gonna require a lot of effort, so I cannot. But for the next year, I definitely want to set another goal which will be again posting through the videos, and I'm confident that in 2025 I will be able to do this. Let's hope for the best, because this year not only was I sick a couple of times, which I was not able to then edit or film videos, but I also had to switch from one software to the other editing software, which was Premiere Pro to DaVinci Resolve. I don't really want to get too much into it. It's just because the first one was so buggy, I was annoyed, and then I switched to this one, which is free and seemingly working really great so far. But it took me a bit to kind of learn, like, the skills you have is working for both, but it's just the approach is a bit different with each, and it took me a bit to adjust from one to the other. But I'm proud that I made the switch, because this one is so much better in my opinion. I had so much problems with my previous, so the Premiere Pro, crashing and just deleting part of my work and stuff. It gets so chaotic, and I'm so happy that I made the switch. But speaking of that, one of the things I want to do in 2025 is probably buy the full software for DaVinci Resolve, so like a premium one, because it has some features that I would probably get a lot of use for. I maybe even get like a trial one, maybe this or the beginning of next year, just to see if that features are really good for me, if they're really working for me, and then maybe I buy it. The good thing about this software is that you can buy it just one time and that's it. The bad thing is that it's kind of expensive. In the end, it's less expensive than just paying for Premiere Pro, which is like a monthly subscription, crazy expensive. This one is like 300 something euros, but you pay one time and then never again, which you can look at it as an investment, but again, I think it will depend mostly of how much I actually use it and if it's good. But I maybe take the trial one and see if those are actually good for me. I still have the same goals that I want to, get more subscribers. Again, it's not really important to me how many I have at the end of next year. I just want to keep growing and just keep, being motivated to grow. And I do want to get monetized, because I feel like that's, a really good milestone for a lot of small YouTubers. And, if it happens the next year, it happens. If not, it's okay. But I just want to keep trying to be consistent and trying to post decent amount of videos, and hopefully it will go better and better. If you all subscribe and like my videos, I think that will help me grow and achieve this goal, so please consider doing that. I did not mention any other goals here regarding my other social media, such as TikTok and Instagram. I kinda stopped posting there for multiple reasons. This is not a video to get into that, because I did not even set them as a goal for 2024, so I think that was like a foreshadowing that I will kinda not really post as much. I should at least post more to Instagram, but on TikTok I maybe even stop using it. I'm not sure. I think it changed a lot as a platform and I just don't like it anymore, but we will see. Again, this is not a video to talk about it. If you have thoughts about it though, I would like to hear them in the comments. If you liked TikTok before but now you don't, or maybe it's vice versa, I would like to know why in the comments, please. I really like to know that. And as for Instagram, I honestly don't know. I like it, but I also not like the biggest fan. I don't know. I'm not, again, not gonna set any goals there as well, because I feel like the best way to grow on Instagram, the way you're supposed to do it, I just don't like it. So when I use it just the way I do like it, then it's just, I don't know, I cannot find my spot. And when I first started Instagram, it was fun and everything, but again, I feel like it changed as a platform, and that's why I started YouTube, right? Because I feel like it's more authentic. I feel like I can do more here. So those two just kind of fell in the background, but we will see. I don't know. One thing I did achieve, and I'm so proud of this one, is I started the Ko-Fi page, which is like a Patreon type of style where people can come and just subscribe to you, and monthly subscriptions. And this one is good because you can also have like one-time donations, and as a creator you can give stuff and free stuff to your subscribers. And not only did I open the page, which was maybe a month ago or so, but I posted at least one like blooper video which I thought was hilarious, and that one is actually public. You can go watch it right now, and I'm really proud that I at least started these things, even though I'm like a really small YouTuber and I'm not sure who would subscribe to that. I think in my sense it was more like, let's start building like a library of things and videos that people who then decide to join, maybe even in a year, they have stuff to watch, so it's just like a parallel thing that I can post stuff there, so that somebody, when they subscribe in the future, have a bunch of things to binge watch. Maybe that was not originally in my 2024 goals, but I'm so proud that I did achieve that, because one day I just decided, let's do it. Because when I had that one video, that blooper that I found hilarious, I was like, this needs to be on there, and I just need to start the page immediately, and I just did it. So sometimes when you're just super inspired to do something, then it just happens because it needs to happen. I don't really have any goal regarding that, like how many subscribers I want there or views or anything. Honestly, I'm quite fine with just what I had. Like I said, my goal is to just build a library of things people can view once they do subscribe in the future. But for now, I'm completely fine with the way it is. I'm just gonna keep posting mostly bloopers, some behind the scenes, some maybe, I was thinking for videos like this, maybe like an extension of that, some things that are just an additional views on the topic. I don't know yet. We will see. Maybe I just post videos earlier for those people. I don't know yet. We will see. I think it is a way, like some sort of thing, like a membership on YouTube, but you unlock that much later when you get monetized. So for now, I think this is also fine. In kind of connection to that, but not really, I want to add a new category this year for my 2025 goals, which will be creative goals. I did not have that one so far, but I do want to add it just to kind of set some of my goals that are more like enriching to my soul and to what I usually do. I will tell you what goals I plan to add to this category, which is make Christmas cookies, which I did do this year as well. It was just not part of my goal. They turned out quite okay, but I think for next year I want to do better and more. And I just really love this tradition. It's really fun. You get something that's creative and you had fun making it, but it's also edible, so you don't have to like keep it forever. It's just, you know, you make it, it's pretty, and then you eat it, and you get to make it next year as well because you get to eat it as well next year and next year and next year and next year. In that sort of sense, I also want to make Christmas cards, which is another thing I did this year as well. I made like in total I think 12 cards for my friends and family, and some of them have already started to arrive, mostly to my family's house, but we will see. The friends should get them soon as well. I'm so proud of this one because I had so much fun, and I don't really do gifts, which is another video I maybe already posted or I will post in the near future. So I don't really do gifts really, especially for most of my family and friends, but I love doing cards because if you're making them yourself especially, it really feels personal. You get to write like a nice message. It's just really nice, and you put so much work into it and love into it, and I think it's a really nice way to show somebody love, and yet it's not even taking that much space. If they don't really like it, they can just throw it away and even keep it for 1 year and then throw it away. It's completely fine. In the end, it's just like one paper and a bunch of glitter and stuff. It's really not that bad as compared to like other gifts, which are sometimes clothes and stuff. If you don't like them, you have to either sell them or donate them. It's a whole thing compared to just like a card, and it's quite more personal. So I want to do that next year as well. I had so much fun. It's one of the major reasons why I did not set up my bullet journal in time this year for December, because I was doing that. But I'm happy with my decision because again, I had so much fun, and I definitely want to do it next year as well. So that is one of my creative goals. Another one related to that is to make birthday cards as well, which I'm not gonna do for everybody that I did the Christmas cards to, but I'm probably gonna do at least 4 or 5 for some of my friends at least. I really enjoyed making the Christmas ones, so I think this one will be fun as well. And the last thing I said is color 7 pages. This year I bought a couple of coloring books and I started coloring, and I love this so much. Especially my favorite thing about it is to go like on a picnic, sit down like on a blanket and color my coloring books. I enjoy that so much, and I did that this year maybe 5 or so times, but in total I think I only colored like 4 pages because it just takes me a lot of time. Again, I said 7 just because it feels like a really good number, but I don't necessarily need to finish all 7. If I color a total of 5, that's also fine. It's a completely arbitrary number. It's like 1 every 2 months plus 1 additional, which I think is quite okay. Considering that this year I colored it all I think 4, this is a pretty good number. Almost the last category, but not really, is saving or budgeting or money. And here I had 3 goals. I had start investing, I had have a 6-month emergency fund, and save 20 to 30% each month. We kinda achieved this in November, end of November, but then we bought a car. Yeah, we bought a car and we had to use some of the emergency fund. Let's not get into whether we needed a car or if it was an emergency or not, if it was justified to use the emergency fund for the car. Let's not get into it. It all went fine, thankfully. But technically we did achieve, because we did have 6-month emergency fund before we bought the car, but now we don't. So we definitely need that goal again in 2025, but we are not starting from like zero. We did not use like the entire emergency fund to buy the car, just like a part of it. And we also had to get our first car loan. We did not get a new car, just to mention that. We got a used car, but it's kind of not the cheapest car ever. I'm not gonna mention like all the prices, but we got a car loan for like a little bit more than 3 years, but we plan to pay it off early because we can. But my goal for 2025 is to first of all refill our emergency fund as soon as possible. We already started doing that because we had more money in December again, and so we started rebuilding our emergency fund. We still need to go back to what we had before buying a car, and then we want to pay a little bit more for our car loan in 2025 than it's necessary, but I don't really want to put like a specific number, this amount. It's just a little bit more than what we should. We will just track that by just looking at our like bank statements and stuff, so I'm not gonna really track it, but you know, I'm just gonna try to save up more specifically to pay more from the car loan. And we did not start investing really, but we did look into it, and I did talk to some of my colleagues which are investing. They did give me some advice, so we are definitely doing that in 2025. It's not a goal that I feel bad about because I know we can achieve it and it's easy. It's just we need to start. Buying a car kind of mixed our plans. It was not supposed to happen in 2024. In fact, it was supposed to happen in 2025. It's just that a really good car that we really wanted came on the market, and because we were buying a used car, so not a new one, it was a really good opportunity and we just had to take it. So in that sort of sense, we just took the opportunity, and now we do kind of, had to compromise on other parts of our finances, but we are doing good. I'm not sure if we really saved 20 to 30% each month because I did not really track that well. So it's not really a thing that I can tell you whether we achieved or not, but the way I feel about this goal is good. So I think we probably achieved 20% more or less each month, and I want to do the same thing next year, except for by saying like saving 20 to 30%, I mean probably like part of that probably gonna go to investing, and part of that in the beginning is gonna go to emergency fund or some other funds for specific vacations and stuff. And because this previous year was our first full year living here from moving from Serbia to Austria, so first full year in Austria, we had to buy so many things that you're not even thinking about, like household items. We moved to a completely empty apartment and we moved with basically just 2 suitcases. We did not bring any like furniture, anything from Serbia, because that would be like complicated and we did not want to do that. So this year we don't have to buy so many things, and I'm hoping that we spend most of our money saving and just on experiences and not on stuff, because I don't think we really need that much stuff. This year we have a couple of things that we still more want to have than need to have. Maybe some of them are kind of needs, but all of the other things I think we can go without, or we can just spend more of the money that we earn on things that are worth having, which is mostly experiences and saving for the future. Last category is relationship, where I would just like have 30 dates with my husband, and I did not really track that too well, but even in middle of summer we already had more than half of our dates already filled, and even then I did not feel like every day of the certain type. Like when we were on vacation, I only filled like 2 or 3 of those as dates, even though we went to dinner together every single day of those 10 days. So we certainly achieved this goal. It's just a matter of what I tracked or not. I could go back and look at my photos and stuff and see which ones of these I would consider a date or not, but realistically we definitely achieved this. The sun is going brown, the sun is playing with me. So better, hopefully. So let's just kind of wrap this up. We're gonna do the same goal in 2025. If I'm gonna track it super closely, we will see, but we'll definitely achieve that as well. Again, what I want to achieve with this goal is just to have like mindful things that we are looking forward to doing. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a dinner or anything like that. It's just something that we're both looking forward to, or if it's like a spontaneous thing, then if it's something that we would have put on a calendar, so something that's like worth putting on a calendar, some event, something that you would otherwise look forward to. Something that is just spending the time together in a meaningful way. Let's call it like that. And we definitely want to do the same thing this year, so it's gonna stay for 2025, and I think that's gonna be all of my goals for 2025. If I add something, I will let you know in the future, in some future video, but that's gonna be it for this one and for what I'm thinking right now. So editing me, kinda filming another video me. A couple of weeks after I filmed this first part, I saw that Pewdiepie was having a book club. So each month he has a book you should read, and there are some months that are free, so you can read whatever you want, and I decided to join that. It's mostly like philosophical books, and he titled it Books That Changed My Life, My View of Life, I don't know, something like that, and I really wanted to join that, so I did, and I feel like I should include it in my goals for 2025 video, but I only saw it like maybe 10 days later or so, after I already filmed the first part, so this is editing me, just adding that little bit in. I'm gonna link everything in the description if you want to join, and I will make a video in the future about it, and maybe I'll mention it in other videos as well, but just to let you know, I feel like it belongs in this video as well, so yeah, I'm gonna be joining that. Overall, I feel the last month was kinda chaotic for me, like I mentioned throughout this video, and I think it kinda made me give up on some of my goals, or kinda give up tracking, I felt like a bit like a failure, to be honest. I felt like I did not really do everything that I wanted, especially when I realized that I just couldn't edit 10 more videos in the last month, even though I have like 5 of them filmed, it just will not happen. I definitely felt like a failure. But when we look at all of the goals that I planned to achieve and what I managed to achieve, I think overall it's not half as bad as I am thinking right now. It's just that at the end you kind of feel like, oh my god, I did not achieve this, so what now? But important thing is to have a positive outlook for the next year, to change your perspective in a way, to change what you are tracking and how you approach these goals, and to set yourself up so that you can achieve your goals better in the next year. I think that's much more important than actually what you did achieve so far, even though that's also quite important, and it's quite important to celebrate your achievements and everything that you managed to do already. Those are not small achievements at all. You should be happy about them, and I should be happy about mine, but it's also important to set new goals for the next year and look forward to them and set yourself up for success. So, to wrap this video up completely, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider leaving a like or comment and subscribing to help me grow, to help me achieve one of my goals for the next year. And if you are already subscribed, or if you left a comment or like on any of my previous videos, thank you very much. I appreciate you beyond what you can even imagine. I know a lot of YouTubers say that, but truly when you're a small YouTuber, like each and every like and comment counts so much. I know a lot of my friends already watch every single one of my videos and leave comments, and it's just, I appreciate them beyond what anyone can imagine. And even if you're not my friend, it's just you're doing this stuff still, I literally love you. I hope you did like this video. I hope it left you feeling positive for the future, for 2025, and maybe motivated to set your own goals and achieve your goals in the next year. And I hope you join me for my journey in the next year in actually achieving these goals and, you know, just spending time with me on this channel. Why not? I hope to see you again soon, and I hope you have a great year. Bye bye!